Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
Robbery that just happened at Casey's in West Fargo at 524 Cheyenne Street. Responsible male is a black male, juvenile age, with a white mask covering his face and wearing a black hoodie, about 5'5". He had a gun, silver in color, left the premises southbound on foot.
New for you at noon. Police are searching for a suspect who robbed a gas station in West Fargo. Thank you for joining us. I'm Melanie Palmer. Jordan Schreier has the day off. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley is on the scene at the now open gas station. She joins us now with the very latest. Bailey, can you tell us what happened there this morning?
Melanie, I've talked with a few neighbors here this morning, and while they say they didn't really notice anything out of the ordinary, they say that it doesn't really surprise them what happened here. They say that this gas station does have a long-standing history of robberies happening. Now, what we know so far is that officers were called here around 7:30 this morning after they say a man with a gun demanded money from the clerk, then fled on foot with an undisclosed amount of cash, and as of right now, that suspect is still on the loose. Now, in that dispatch audio, you did hear that the suspect is described as a black juvenile male standing at about 5'5". West Fargo police tell me they cannot confirm those details with me right now, but they do say they will be releasing surveillance video footage to us and the public later on this afternoon. Reporting live in West Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Bailey, thank you for that live report. We'll be continuing to follow this story, so stay with us here on Valley News Live for the latest. We are starting our work week off on a very soggy note, and it sounds like more rain could be in our future. Let's check in with meteorologist Lisa Green for the very latest. Lisa?
Yes, for some, we're enjoying sunshine in the valley. Others, we're dealing with rain and thunderstorms still, and that's certainly the case that we'll be dealing with into the afternoon as well. A look at some of our rainfall reports recently. The highest was from a viewer in the Strathcona area, more than 2 inches of rain there. And in Jamestown, close to, and same thing in Wadena, close to 1.5 inches. In Wadena, a lot of that came recently as we're still getting rain in that area. Fargo, we had a couple of rounds of rain overnight and again this morning, and that amounted to about 1.3 inches. And just south of town in the Horace area, close to 1 inch of rain fell there. So here's the latest look at the radar and satellite map. You can see to the east, we've got more widespread steady rain, and then some other areas where we're starting to see more form. So first of all, Bemidji down through Park Rapids and Wadena, that's where the steady rain continues. That will eventually move off to the east. And as we move a little farther north, you can see some pockets of heavy rain, some thunderstorms trying to get going. We had one little storm in eastern Walsh County, and it does look like we no longer have any lightning with that at the moment. And then some thunderstorm activity happening in northeastern parts of North Dakota too, or at least some heavy rain that could be ramping up to thunderstorms. So we'll take a look at that and check out your hour-by-hour flip planner too, coming up in just a little bit. And of course, a look at the rest of the week ahead as well.
Okay, thank you, Lisa. Breaking news this afternoon. We now know the name of the man who was found dead in Polk County following a possible assault on Friday. Deputies say Friday afternoon they got a report of an assault on the 23,000 block of 420th Avenue Southeast. When they got there, they found 52-year-old Jonathan Sundquist dead. The investigation into his death is ongoing. The son of a former NFL lineman wanted on murder charges in Minnesota, accused of shooting his parents, has been arrested in Mexico. Police arrested 22-year-old Dylan Bennett on second-degree murder charges at a hotel in Cancun on Saturday. The bodies of 63-year-old Barry Bennett and his wife Carol were found Wednesday at their home in Long Prairie, Minnesota. Their deaths have been ruled as homicide from gunshots. A busy weekend for troopers with the North Dakota Highway Patrol who conducted weekend-long sobriety efforts in Grand Forks. Troopers held a checkpoint in the 1900 block of North Washington Street on Saturday, where no arrests were made, but 3 drivers were checked. During the whole weekend, overall troopers say 3 DUI arrests were made. They issued several citations for drug-related violations and 1 for an open container citation. There was also 1 arrest based on a warrant. An American astronaut is accused of hacking her estranged spouse's bank account while in orbit around the Earth. Astronaut Ann McClain denies any wrongdoing, and while NASA is investigating, no charges have been filed. But if investigators find wrongdoing, it would be the first time the International Space Station would become a crime scene. NBC's Miguel Almaguer reports.
A dispute that began at home, now reaching as far as outer space. Elite astronaut Anne McClain is accused by her ex-spouse of violating her privacy from space. The accusation comes from a bitter divorce and custody battle. Estranged wife, Summer Warden, says McClain used a computer on the International Space Station to access her bank account.
I was shocked and appalled at kind of the audacity of her to think that she could get away with that. But and I was also very disheartened that I couldn't keep anything private.
Warden asked the Federal Trade Commission and NASA's Office of Inspector General to investigate whether a crime had been committed. McClain tweeted, "There's unequivocally no truth to these claims. We've been going through a painful personal separation that's now unfortunately in the media." McClain's attorney told the New York Times she was only looking at her ex-wife's bank account to check on the family's finances, as she had always done. The women are in a custody battle over Warden's 6-year-old son. McClain is fighting for shared parenting rights, even though the couple has split. No charges have been filed. NASA telling NBC News it does not comment on personal or personnel matters. McClain, a decorated veteran of the space agency, speaking out last year on International Women's Day.
I think that my career and perhaps me being up on the International Space Station can really show women and girls and everybody that hey, we're not just sitting at the table, we're leading the table.
An astronaut who's orbited the planet more than 3,000 times, now facing scrutiny for what she's accused of accessing far below on Earth.
McClain says she has confidence in the process of the Inspector General. Today is National Dog Day, a day devoted to celebrating man's best friend and encouraging people to adopt a dog. According to the ASPCA, approximately 6.5 million companion animals enter animal shelters in the U.S. every year. NBC has encouraged people to adopt with a program called Clear the Shelters. Now, in its 5th year, in that time, more than 250,000 pets have found their forever homes. And you have been looking at some of the faces of the dogs owned by people right here at Valley News Live. We're also getting some pictures from you, our viewers, of some adorable dogs. We want to see more of your four-legged friends. You can head over to our website, valleynewslive.com, to send us some pictures. Coming up at noon, pharmacy students at an Ohio university are working on a new drug that they hope will target the most aggressive form of cancer. But next, weather to plan your day with Lisa Green.